Chris did was the anahata meditation. And anahata in Sanskrit is the heart chakra. And it's there in that place where the divine sits, the belief is. And it also means, literally, from the Sanskrit translation, unstuck, unhurt. And that name, to me, implies this deep beneath the personal stories of our brokenness, of our heartache, of that pain in our heart, is really a wholeness. It is a boundless love. There's a wellspring there of compassion that resides. And there's sometimes our heart chakras are stuck and have to be broken open. And I know for me, when my heart chakra opens, I cry. And that's always kind of confirmation for me that Spirit is really speaking to me and opening up that heart chakra space. But what's so beautiful about the Sanskrit understanding here, Sanskrit is an ancient language in the Hindu tradition, as well as in the Buddhist tradition, and other, just an ancient language, basically, like very much like Hebrew. What I understand about it is that that's the place, the anahata place, this heart chakra, where the divine resides, is unhurt. So there really is, it's a paradox. It's like, it's in the heartbreak that we find the remembrance and we turn back to the beloved. It's in the heartbreak, but that there is no breaking of the heart. There is no brokenness, really, at the depth of anahata, at the depth of the heart chakra. Because in there is the divine, is the beloved. There is no brokenness in the beloved. So it's kind of like this dual thing that's going on. I have to have a broken heart, so to speak, to sort of wake me up. And as the Sufis say, tauba, T-A-U-B-A, a turning of the heart. It's a remembering, it's a glancing back to the beloved. And it's in the cry of the soul and in the longing and in the heartache that we really do that. And I'm sure we've all identified with this and we've seen this in our own lives, where it's in the dark night of the soul. It's in that place of heartache, of real deep sort of despair, where we find the beloved. We don't ordinarily turn and have that tauba experience, that remembering of the beloved, when everything is going along just dandy. I mean, some of us are in gratitude all the time, and some of us are evolved. I'm not one of them. I'm not. Ask Chris. She will tell you. She will always call me on it and keep me in check. Always. But some of us are more evolved than others, and you know, and I'm hoping to get there someday, but it's often in the heartache that we turn to God. It's often in the longing and despair and homesickness, feeling like something is just not complete enough. When we've tried everything on the outside to fill the inside, when we've been looking for love in all the wrong places, it's in that space that we turn to the beloved, which the Sufis say, tauba, the remembering, the turning of the heart. It's literally the heart turning. But the reason that the heart turns is because the beloved is called out to us. Swami Jyotirmayananda talks often about turning adversity into austerity. And some people say, well, God is testing me right now. God has given me all of this despair. God is taking people away from me. God has, made me lose my job, or God made this person die. And And it's kind of true in a way. It's not the fire and brimstone of the past understanding. It's the beloved calling to us. And it's in that brokenheartedness that we turn, in that remembering, in that turning of the heart back to the beloved. I'll tell you what's going on for me. I sat down and I said to Bill, I'm hurting right now. Like, I feel like I couldn't even just like hold it in. I just had to say it out loud to Bill. I'm hurting because my aunt is dying. Right now, she's dying. Her kidney is shutting down. She only has one, and her heart is failing. It's the end. It really is. And my heart is breaking. My heart is breaking. But, you know, it's so beautiful because in this beautiful book here, Sufism, The Transformation of the Heart by Llewellyn Vaughan Lee. I almost use it sometimes like as a Bible for myself. He says the moment of tauba, it can be anything. Maybe that's the beloved. I'm here. Show me the way. You know, this awakening, he says, sometimes what happens is, you know, it's in that deep glance of looking at the person that you love, that deep, 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 and we know that it can be anything. It's beyond gender, it's beyond sexuality, it's beyond all of that name and form. It's beyond language, it's beyond culture. It's beyond even species, because when we look at our dog's eyes, or our cat's eyes, oh, there's something there. It stirs something. Beautiful music. Wow, wow. The beautiful music that's come into this place. It stirs something. You hear a chord and you go, oh, I remember. What is that? I feel this glow, this warmth. What is that? This love of an aunt, this love of a mother, this love of a lover, this love of a dog, this love of a cat, this love of a bird, this love of looking out into the ocean and hearing the waves, and there's a remembering. There's a remembering. So it's not always necessary to have a broken heart. But what I want to read to you here is this thing called divine discontent. The heart speaks a language so different from that of the mind and the ego that we are not directly aware of what's happening. We're left with a feeling of emptiness, almost desolate. Why is the outer world losing its attraction? Why is the outer world disappointing? Why do we feel as though we're losing something and our heart is breaking? But the reality is that this is good news. We long for what our heart knows to be real. All of this is an illusion. All of this is name and form. All of this will pass away. But what's real is hidden beneath the surface of our lives. And when we are awakened to this real love, then we can never be satisfied with anything else. The world begins to lose its attraction, and we are on this journey back to self. Now, we have a couple here, friends of ours, who have this beautiful baby, Dallas. God bless this little family. It's hard to say to this family that that's not all that is. It's hard to say that because this is the epitome of love. Lovers coming together, forming another human life, right? It's just like, that's what it's all about. It's the movie. You got the movie. You got the dream come true, right? But then we realize that there's certain things that will happen over the course of one's lifetime, one's embodiment, where the heart begins to break. You're like, oh, please, what a downer you are. Like, why do you take really seriously? The essence of the self, not the name, not the form, not the body, not the personality, not the mind. The essence of the self is the true self. And the true love affair is remembering the oneness with the beloved. And not the beloved in here, but the beloved here in the heart, in that heart space. And so the heartache and the heartbreak is just that remembering of this separateness that the egoic mind is tricking us into believing. We've never been separated from the beloved. The brokenheartedness is just a journey back to the self. Namaste.